How are you? I think we're live right now. How are you? I'm Dr. Dave, and this is a special, very special, unannounced live stream from my home in Salt Lake City, Utah. My home. I'm not in my studio right now, just in my home. I got back from Japan about a little less than a week ago, so still dealing with a little bit of jet lag. But I got some important stuff for you to share with you this evening. As I record this, or as I shouldn't say record, as I'm live with you, it is Saturday evening here, Mountain Time. So many people probably are asleep. It's a Saturday night, probably some people are out, but I feel the need to do this because it's a real important one. So I hope if you're not here with me live right now, I hope you're watching on the replay, and I really do appreciate that a lot. I want to start off briefly and just share what this channel is about, in case you're brand new. Um, for at least the past 4 years, I've been broadcasting. I've been on YouTube and audio podcasts on microdosing psychedelics, mainly. Eric's here. Yay. Eric, stick with me here because I've got a real important one for you. I felt the need. I have to do this tonight. I've been broadcasting about microdosing psychedelics for mental health, mainly depression, anxiety, PTSD, and a lot more. Um, and most of my followers, not all, but most of my followers at least have had some type of mental health issue, and they want to feel better every single day. And I did 4 or 5 years ago. I had some anxiety, some depression. It's stuff that I just very, very, very hard to get rid of, and I didn't even know where it was coming from. And I tried everything conventional, and it didn't get better until I started using magic mushrooms, psychedelics, in microdose form, which means a tiny, tiny, tiny dose, barely perceptual, barely perceptual. I used to say non-perceptual, but it's barely. You just feel like a little something, but you totally feel fine. You can go about your work. You can drive. And again, none of this is medical advice either, but I'm sharing my story. So I've been doing this for the podcast now and the YouTube channel for over 4 years now. As Eric knows, Eric is Info Warrior One, by the way. Would it always have the one there? I didn't Info Warrior. Yeah, I didn't remember the one there, but I guess it's always been like that. Eric's one of our regulars. He attends almost every live stream, so greatly appreciative for Eric in Canada. Now, and if anybody else comes on, if you say hi, I'll probably give you a shout out and say hello, how you doing? But again, it is a Saturday night. We just don't have not a whole lot going on, but it's okay. A lot of people will see the replay. I record my podcast once a week. It comes out, and when I say podcast, I mean YouTube as well. Audio and video come out generally once a week on a Wednesday. Um, I do that every time I record an episode. I record something from my experience, or I answer a lot of questions from people, and I just try to help people feel better all over the world. And it's all free. Everything I do here is free. And my podcast, Apple, Spotify, it's all free. And I do this every week, and I've been doing it every week for um, at least 4 years now. At least 4 years. So something interesting happened, and I'll tell you, if this had happened a few years ago, I would have reacted entirely differently. But I want to share with you how the microdosing has really changed my life, and I feel like a 10 every day. And people would argue, well, nobody's a 10. Well, no, I feel really good every day. That doesn't mean that I don't have like times when I get sad about something. It doesn't mean, something happens to me or somebody in my family or anything. It doesn't mean I don't get upset, angry, sad, but still my life is really, really good every single day. And I try to share all this with people. Um, so something interesting happened, and just to give you a little bit of background, along with my podcast and YouTube channel here, which are, again, totally free, I do have a Patreon channel. Patreon, everything's in the show notes. If you ever want to refer to it, it's in the show notes. And this is not an ad for Patreon at all. It is a paid platform. It's a very inexpensive paid platform. Um, and we give extra content there that we just don't give here, especially if people want to know where to find magic mushrooms, safe places. We give a lot of information there that's higher level that I'm just not able to really give in a totally public forum. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand that. And I keep the pricing extremely low. So basically, it's very, very, very affordable, $12.50 US dollars per month. Okay, so here's what happened. Uh, the last live video I did, I had a follower, and I'm gonna take the high road. I'm not gonna say anything bad about anybody because again, this is what the mushrooms have taught me to do. Always be kind, always see things from somebody else's perspective, somebody else's point of view, and never try to say something that's mean to somebody or I never show that I'm angry about. Of course, do I ever get angry? Yeah, I'm a human being, but always try to be professional. Take the high road. Um, Eric said, today's microdose worked great for me. I was busy earlier and took it later than usual, but been feeling wonderful, laughing with friends. Only 50 milligrams. Beautiful, Eric. I love it. I love it. See, we could go into that and maybe in a little while but it's not an exact science. And sometimes only a tiny, tiny 50 milligrams can make your day fantastic, as is evidenced by what Eric just said. So I had this follower, and I know who he is, and he used to be. I say he used to be a really a good guy, a good friend. He would always make positive comments about my channel, tell him how much I've helped him and how much he loves the channel. And I've got a lot of records and screenshots of all these things. So I'm not just saying this. I can back this all up. I've got everything. But recently, this gentleman comes on and um, tries to damage my channel, tries to hurt the channel. And what he does, for some reason, he's this Patreon thing has triggered him, and he feels that since I'm charging a group of people that want to have a special platform, since I'm charging them money, he thinks I'm ripping people off and I'm a fraud and I'm only doing this for money, which is the furthest thing from the truth. Because again, I do my podcast for free every week, and I've been doing that for 4 years plus, and that's never going to stop. But is there extra levels of information that people could get for for a price? Yeah, and a lot of creators do that. I'm not the only one that does that. But so on my last live video, which is only like a few days ago, this gentleman really made a disparaging comment, like several really bad comments, saying just what I just said. Things like, I'm a fraud, my stuff is horrible, I'm ripping people off, I'm only doing this for the money. But it went on and on and on. So yeah, thanks. Eric totally gets it. It's voluntary. I'm not making anybody join this thing. I'm not making. I put the choice out there, but I don't make anybody join that. And again, if you want to come and do and watch my YouTube videos and listen to my podcast and even see the lives like this, it's all free. It's all free. So he said some really really bad things about my channel, about me personally, and a lot of it was not right. It was just made up. It was false. So I called him out on it in a very professional way. Again, I didn't do any name calling. I didn't attack his character. I didn't attack him personally. I just said what you're saying is not true. And I also have and here's the funny thing is this gentleman used to be a member of Patreon. I have all the records. I've got all the records. He was a member of Patreon. But I've got a letter from him from Patreon saying he really loves it and it was helping him. However, he can no longer he did it for a month. He can't afford to do it anymore. And there's no disgrace in that. That's totally fine. Everybody has their own budget. Everybody has their own financial situation. So there's no disgrace in that. I don't hate anybody for doing that. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. That's the way it is. But now when he sees me talk about Patreon, it triggers something. I don't know what it is. Again, I'm not going to diagnose here. It could be some type of a personality disorder. I always thought this person was one of the good guys. So it might be a personality disorder. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not giving his name or anything. So don't worry. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. But I said to him, as a comment on his message on my last live stream, I said, "Hey, look, I've got records, I've got screenshots of you saying that you love my stuff and you loved Patreon, but you had to leave it because you couldn't afford it. So now you're coming on telling people that I'm a fraud, I'm ripping people off, I'm only doing this for money, Patreon is horrible, things like that." I said, I've got screenshots. And I said, if you continue, I said, I'd rather be on good terms with you. Again, I like to take the high road. I'd rather be a friend, and it's not too late. We can be friends. But if you continue to try to damage my channel, I will furnish first of all, I will block you, so you'll never be able to watch it or comment again. And I will furnish anyone that's interested with information about screenshots or whatever I have to show that I am somebody who has a high level of morality. Is that a word? Morality? Is it morality a word? Morality. I've got high morals. Let's say that. I don't try to take advantage of another human being. Why would I ever want to do that? I'm trying to help people. I help people all over the world, and taking advantage of another human being or ripping somebody off is like the last thing that I would ever want to do. I mean, I'm a professional. I'm a doctor by profession. I'm a retired dentist. I've learned in my profession to take care of people, to help others, and we don't rip people off. Now, if somebody doesn't like my information, if somebody doesn't like my channel, somebody doesn't like me, that's totally fine. I can't please everybody. I'm not for everybody, and there are a lot of people doing the same thing that I'm doing. Well, same topic. I like to think that I'm one of the best out there because I know how to connect with people, so I know how to really help people and connect. Eric, you might agree. I don't. Again, you don't have to agree, but you show up at a lot of these, so you probably like what you hear. I'm guessing you probably like this stuff. So I made it very clear to him. I said, "Hey, man, look. I want to be friends with you, but if you do this one more time, if you have a nasty response, if you say something that is trying to damage the channel, I said I will block you, take you down, and and I kind of and if something is not if somebody's saying something about me that's not correct, that is what is that, libel or slander? I would not hesitate to take action if I had to, because again, this is what I do. This is what I do every day. If I'm not broadcasting, if I'm not recording, I'm working on something. I'm maybe helping somebody. I'm coaching somebody. I'm writing a script for a podcast. Every day. I do something. So this is what I do. So if somebody is trying to damage the channel and they're saying false things, again, you can say that I hate Dr. Dave. He's horrible. That's not necessarily false. That's your opinion. But if somebody's saying false things, like I'm a fraud, things, and he hates my stuff, but then I've got screenshots of somebody saying they love it, that's just lying. So the interesting thing is, what do you think happened? Well, let me see what Eric said here. If I was needing a source for MD, I would definitely subscribe to Patreon and would stay for the community. Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, not. Hey, Eric, I want to tell you something. And the reason I'm speaking to Eric is he's on here live as we record this, as we live stream. Many of you will be watching this in the future, in the near future, when it's recorded. So I'm answering Eric live. Like I said, I really appreciate your energy. Like you don't know. And Eric, I've never forced you or anyone to join Patreon. I mean, of course, I do talk about it, but I've never said, Eric, you better join Patreon, or I'm not, or you're going to be banned from. No, I don't do things like that. I appreciate everybody and anybody that shows up to hang out with me, whether it's here or just listening to my podcast or watching the YouTube channel. Anybody that kind of hangs out with me, I appreciate that and embrace it. And I would be crazy to say that unless you join Patreon, you're not one of. No, I never do that. Now, is it a great family of people that need help that we can help? We help? Yeah, absolutely, it is. But Eric is. I'm giving an example. Eric he knows where to get his medicine. He's doing well. He doesn't feel he needs the support so that's great. I applaud that. I think somebody at his level, that he's already there, he knows what he's doing, is fantastic. So again, I think that's a real positive thing. Um, Eric, Eric. One day, I know we're going to sit down and have tea or coffee or lunch or dinner. I know that it's going to happen in the future. I don't know when exactly. If I'm up in your area, Ontario, if you're down near Utah or our travels, yeah, at some point we will definitely hang out. There's no question about that. I feel like great energy because you're always here and you're always commenting, and the comments are or right on the money. It just, I mean, again, I'm not asking anybody to say, Dr. Dave, you're the greatest. I don't need that. But honest comments are good. And Eric's very positive about our show and what we're doing here and helping people. I don't know that I've helped Eric. Eric may have known a lot of this stuff before my show. I don't know, but Eric is always here giving positive energy to others that are watching. So again, that means the world to me. So then back up, and this person who is trying to harm my channel by saying things about me that just simply weren't true. And again, I've got plenty of screenshots to show that what he's saying is trying to harm the channel and not true. I've got the screenshots. Um, that is where it's an issue. It's an issue with me, and I will, if need be, if somebody's trying to hurt my livelihood, which is my community here, because if I'm hurt in some way, then everybody that follows me here is hurt. Because if the channel goes down, and one person can't, it's not going to happen. But if one person gives some bad reviews or whatever, and they're not true, it could conceivably hurt the channel, and I would take that seriously. So people do have to be a little careful, and even if this person is in a different country, they're not immune from libel and slander laws in the U.S. They can get in a lot of trouble. So now the interesting thing is, I can't remember if I saw this or not. Three others. Oh yeah, Eric is saying hello, and now we got Eric. Now four others. But again, I think it's a Saturday night, and I know where you are, Eastern time. It's 10:48 p.m. I will tell you that's past my bedtime. I wouldn't be up watching it, so I applaud anybody that's here. And again, more people will watch it, as you'll see. More people watch this. But the interesting thing is, what do you think happened when I said to this person, "If you make one more comment that's hurtful to the channel, I'm going to block you, and I'm going to what I say, I'm going to block you, and I'm going to ban you from the channel, basically, and you'll never be able to comment again." What do you think happened, Eric? You're the only one that's really commenting back and forth right now live. What do you, Eric? What do you think happened? I know there's a little delay sometimes back, so I'm going to give you a second. When I said that to him, I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna ban you from the channel if you continue to do this, and I'm not going to look very favorably at this. And I gave him another choice, and I said, let's be friends. I remember you're a good guy. It's better to be friends. What do you think happened? Yes, but in what? Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I checked today. He took his whole comment thread down. He took everything down because he realized what he was doing was not right. It wasn't right. Again, somebody comes on and says, "I've watched Dr. Dave. I really don't like his channel. I think he could do better." Okay, that's an opinion, and that's fine. I mean, I won't love it, but everybody's got their opinion, and that won't hurt the channel because I got so many people every day that tell me I've changed their life. So one or two that don't like it, that's a numbers game. That's all it is. That's all it is to it. But again, somebody comes on and says false things. That's a totally different story. False things with the intent of harming. Now, I will tell you one more thing. Again, I'm not going to reveal this person's name, and he even took his comments down, so he's done. But um, the interesting thing is, I figured it out kind of. He loved everything, loved everything until he realized he could not afford the Patreon. And then, whenever I talk about Patreon, it triggers something inside his, I guess, personality disorder, or whatever it is. It triggers something, and he like lashes out and gets really upset. Now, somebody might say that hey there from Texas, Kurt. How you doing from Texas? We're glad to have you here tonight. Um, Look, somebody might say, just don't pay any attention to somebody like that. They're not worth your time, and that's true. However, I only wanted to bring that up, and the main reason is because um, several years ago, before my 4 or 5 years ago, before my microdosing journey, I would have been a different person. I would have lashed out. I would have been upset. I would have been angry. I would have started calling him names. I would have said, "I'm coming after you," things like that. Now, with the microdosing and how it's rewired my brain and turned everything around, and I just feel really good and positive. I still take care of things that I need to take care of, but I do it in a professional way that doesn't harm anybody's reputation, doesn't make anybody, I don't attack anybody's personality. I just don't do that. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to share this story with you, because it's helped me so much, the way I feel, the way I treat others. And we've got a lot of people on board here with us that are learning the same things. I'm no different. I'm just maybe with a lot of you, I'm a little bit ahead on the timeline. So I started this microdosing journey about 4.5 years ago, close to 5 years now, 4.5 years ago. So somebody might be a little bit behind me on the timeline, but I'm no different. I'm no better. I just have learned this. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. If you're doing it, if you'll get there too. If you're not there yet, you will get there. Just stay steady, do it right, listen to my stuff. Again, it's listen or watch. It's all free. If you do want to join the Patreon, again, I'm not going to like force you to do it, but if you do want to join the Patreon, it is there for you. And again, it's always in the show notes, and we can hang out as a family. And this person got really upset when I said, I really prefer that if you're going to join, you think of it as more of a long term thing. We're a family there. We're not, it's not a site where you come in and watch some videos and grab some information and leave. That's not what it's about. And again, that really triggered him. And I want to explain that a little bit, because I'm trying to build something there. I'm trying to build a family. I'm trying to build a group of people that we don't know everybody. There are a lot of people in this, but I don't know everybody in it, but I know the people that are very active and the people that are always coming to the live meetings. We know each other, and we help each other, and we don't judge. And people are able to say and ask anything they want, because we promise that it doesn't go anywhere further. Like we don't record our live meetings. We have an oath we've taken, an agreement, an unwritten agreement, but we don't share anything. We don't share anything outside of Patreon. We've had some people that have talked about some very, very, very deep things going on in their lives. And we all, as a nakama, as a family, we don't share outside of that. And that's why it's a paid platform. It's a paid group, because if it were open to the public, people would be telling these deep stories, and everybody would hear, and that's not what we want. So this person got really upset when I said, that's what I'm trying to build. A family of people that stay. Families don't break up all the time. They stay with each other. And again, that really triggered him. Like, you're only after the money, Dr. D. Like, why can't somebody come in just for a month and you get upset? Yeah, because that's not what I want. It's my platform. I'm the one that created it. It's my platform, and that's not what I want. Now, I could create another platform and say, come on and grab some information. Here's how much it costs. Then you can skedoodle it. I can do that, but I don't want to do that. So it's really interesting. I mean, again, I wish this guy well. I don't want anybody to be upset or harmed or sad or depressed or pissed off. That's not in anybody's best interest. I really wish him well. And if he is watching, you know who you are, obviously, because you know who you are. And let's let's have a good relationship. I don't hate you at all. Let's have a good relationship. If you can't afford Patreon, it's fine. Watch my other videos. It's okay. It's all right. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. But am I a fraud? I I would put that question out to my 10,000 plus subscribers on YouTube here, plus all the ones on Apple and Spotify, wherever. I mean, I'll put that question out to them, because I get emails every day telling me how I've helped people. So I don't think that's the definition of a fraud. Okay, let's see who we got here. Let's catch up a little bit. Um, Eric says, if I don't like something on a channel, I simply stop watching it. Yes, I mean, doesn't that make sense? I mean, common sense is not that common anymore. It seems like there's too much negativity online. Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. If you don't like something, move on. But this guy comes and watches almost every one of my videos, and then he complains that I'm a fraud. So I don't know. It doesn't add up. Let's see. I'll argue with people online about politics, but never mean or personal. I don't even do that. I tell you, Eric, I found that arguing about politics is a for me. Now you might get you might it might be productive for you. For me, it's a no win. I just don't like to do it. And also another thing is if I start talking politics here, excuse me, let me drink a little of my tea. If I started talking politics here, then you know how the U.S. is so divided these days. No matter what side I'm on, no matter what, no matter, and I don't disclose that at all. But no matter which side I'm on, I would lose half my followers because oh, he's horrible because he voted for so and so. You know, so no matter what side I'm on, it's 50. It's basically 50-50, and I'd lose. You know, I could lose close to half. So I just there's no reason to talk about it because I'm more about making people feel better every day, getting people more positive, living a more productive, positive, happy life. And so, talking politics to me on this channel. Now, if I had a political channel, that's a different story. But talking politics on this channel would be there'd be no reason at all to do it. It would just divide. That's not what I'm looking for. From Richmond, Texas. Yay. So wait a minute, we have two people from Texas. Isn't that coincidental? I guess the Texans are up tonight while a lot of the country is sleeping, or a lot of the world is sleeping. Talking about politics goes nowhere. It's a big waste of time, but I enjoy. Yeah, you know. Here's the thing. Again, who am I to tell you, Eric? Don't talk about. I'm not, I would never say that. I would say it doesn't work for me. I don't do it because again, it would just destroy what I'm doing here, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But other people that can talk about politics civilly, you know, without getting into fights or without attacking somebody personally, that's great. I have no problem with it. And I'll tell you something else. If somebody gives a good argument for something and they believe something that I don't believe, I like to hear it. That's fine. I mean, just not on this show. But I don't there's so many people out there now that if they find out you voted for the person that's not their candidate, they start to hate you. And what kind of world is that? What kind of country is that? It's not where we should be going, guys. It's just not. Um, thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. And thanks to Kurt from Texas and redefine. Redefine or redefine? Whatever. I think redefine maybe. Read. I think there's a play on words there. Redefine. I think it's a I have a feeling that's a play on words somehow. Read, define. I think. I like it, whatever it is. Okay, so that's my spiel. How long did that take? That took almost 30 minutes to tell that story, but that's fine. Before we leave, does anybody have any questions whatsoever about anything? I'll answer a couple questions and then we'll get you out of here and get you to sleep because it's a little on the late. Well, for me, it's late. 9 o'clock here in Mountain Time for me. I'm usually getting into bed. Believe it or not, I'm old. Used to be like 9 o'clock. I was just starting to go out, but now you know when you reach an older age, you're in bed at 9 and up at like 5:30 or 6, something like 5:30 a.m., something like that. What you got? What you guys got? Anything? Anything at all? Oh, you're gonna watch Pulp Fiction tonight, and it's like 11 p.m. your time, and you're gonna just start watching Pulp Fiction. That's kind of heavy. Cool. Okay, cool, Eric. Oh my God, I remember that watching that movie. That's I gotta revisit that at some point. That's you know what else I've loved? One of my it's a really weird movie, but I've always loved it from the early 70s, I think early 70s. A Clockwork Orange. It's weird. And I've got it on DVD, but now we don't play DVDs anymore. Everything's streamed. I don't so it wouldn't I've got it, but I don't have a DVD player anymore, so it doesn't do me any good. But I always try to watch that like once every few years. I love the music from it. It's just a a weird futuristic type movie that's also based on drugs too. Pulp Fiction is 2.5 hours, so you're gonna be up late. You're gonna be up into the I guess it's already 11, so you're gonna be up way past midnight. That's way I haven't seen I don't even know the last time I saw midnight. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick. Yes, yeah. I read the book too. I had to read that in freshman English. Yeah, freshman English, we had to read the book also. And a lot of those words, a lot of those terms, yeah, it was a little on the weird side for I mean, it had some really, really, really deep meaning about what was a dystopian society. It was just it was very, very weird. Oh, so you already watched the first half of Pulp Fiction earlier, so you only have to watch the second half now. Grade 10 English. Yeah. Grade 10 English. Oh, I didn't read it until I was freshman in college, so I was probably in the dumb class or something, or maybe you were in the smart class. I love this, just hanging out with you guys. I just love it. This is what I do, and again, it's just to show you that for that guy that says, "Oh, he's a fraud. He's only doing," well, right now as I'm doing this, I'm doing it for you guys. I'm nobody's paying me to do this right now. I will tell you that. I promise nobody's paying me to do unless I don't even know how it works, but there is some kind of thing that you click and you can give a donation, but I'm not even asking for that. It's happened before. I don't get a lot of that on YouTube, but if it happens, I appreciate it. But I'm not asking anybody to do that. But again, so my point is, I'm doing this because I love doing this, and there's no money coming in from me doing this at 9:03 p.m. on a Saturday night. There's no money coming in. Okay, guys, I want to tell you I love you. I appreciate if you're here live. Redefine Eric, who's Info. By the way, you might wonder why I keep calling this guy Info Warrior One Eric, but that's his name. That's his real name. And I don't think Eric minds that I call him Eric. I don't think he minds that. How was the CBN? Oh, interesting question. And yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to Kurt, Redefine, and Eric, who were here active on the live. And to all the people, all of you that are watching this again, recorded, the playback. So Eric, the CBN was good. Um, for those of you that don't know the backstory, just real quick, I'll tell you a 15-second story. I spent a month in Japan. I can't have any of the good plant medicine, like the psychedelics or even cannabis or anything. It's just all illegal. And I'm not going to take a chance getting in trouble in a foreign country. It's not worth it. So my brother-in-law over there gave me some CBN. There's no THC in it, so it's totally legit and legal. And I tried some of it a few times, and I will tell you, it really did relax me. It really did, and I don't think it's a placebo because there's one point I was sitting somewhere and I felt and this feeling came over me. I'm thinking, "Oh, yeah, I did just use a little CBN. That's what that's from." So, I would give it a thumbs up. Now, are there things that I think are better and or maybe you can do in conjunction with it? Yeah, absolutely. But when you're in a situation where I was, where you couldn't really do, and then alcohol is totally legal there. What's wrong with that picture? I mean, you can get crazy, crazy, crazy junk, crazy, crazy, crazy drunk, but you can't take it like a THC edible. You can't take a cannabis gummy. So that to me, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Um, so yeah, Eric, I hope that answers your question there. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Love you all. I feel your energy coming here. I really, really enjoy hanging with you. And again, those of you on the replay, I love hanging with you as much. Next time, try to make it live if you can. Degraded form of THC. People say it's great for sleep. Oh, I didn't know it was degraded. I didn't know it was a degraded form. I just thought it was a different cannabinoid or cannabinol. I thought it was just the hemp plant has many different types of cannabinoids. I think that would be the right word. And CBN is just, I think that's right, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. Eric, you might be right. Maybe it is degraded form. I don't know for sure, but great for sleep. I might be trying it tonight. That's a great because the jet lag is killing me here, killing me. So anything I can do for the sleep would help. Okay, Eric and gang, kisses to you all, hugs and kisses, and I will talk to you soon. And the replay people, love you all too, just as much. Talk to you soon. I always forget how to stop this thing, so give me a second. I would always forget how to stop this live stream because there's nothing here. Oh, now I found it. It says end stream, so I'm going to end the stream. Okay, talk soon, guys.